You are sweet to me. Baby, your love's got hold on me. I would never give anyone else the key. I was blind before I found you, but you made me see.
Welcome back. Hello Linux lovers, my name's Wimpy, welcome to my world. So this is going to be the continuation of the little project that we've been working on, which is a little script called Desktopify, which when run on Ubuntu Server installed on a Raspberry Pi will enable you to turn it into one of the Ubuntu desktop flavors. So I've been encouraging people to contribute to the project, and they have, so we're going to look at some more pull requests, get those merged, do some more shell check fixes, and maybe work on some other features as well. So I don't know about you, but this music seems very, very loud today, so I think we'll just knock that back a little bit. Well, actually, let's just keep it alone for the moment, see how we get on. Right, so without further ado, this is the project that we're working on. I did make a slight change last night after the stream, in that I put together the most basic of documentation, so at least there was something there for people to go on. So that's the project. There's the URL. On GitHub, Wimpy's World, Desktopify, and I see there are 2 pull requests sitting there waiting for review. So we'll get to those in just a moment. But before we do, let's say hello to everyone in chat. I'm not expecting as many. Goodness, actually, I'm surprised. There apparently is 23 people watching the stream. I thought doing it at lunchtime UK time might hurt some people from turning up, but hopefully lockdown boredom means that people are got some time to come along. So hello Bacon Drinker, hello again Monica, thank you for joining us. Marcelo, hello, good afternoon, good morning, time appropriate greetings. Hello Kai, good to see you. And Arubis Islander, hello there, how are you doing? And Mark Gates, hello, I think that's the first time I've seen you in the stream, welcome to the stream. And Henrik, hello, welcome back. And Koitza, hello, welcome to the stream. And John, welcome. And Linux Tutorials, don't think I've seen you here before, but welcome. Now, if you're in the stream and you haven't said hello yet, do just say hello. Just introduce yourselves. It's always nice to see who's here. And I'll be leaning heavily on the chat as usual to spot my typos and mistakes and get things cleaned up. So what have we got here today? Well, running over here, I've already booted my Raspberry Pi. I picked one of my SD cards at random, and it happened to be Ubuntu, so that's what we'll be using today. Also, I noticed, let's just go back here, I noticed that on Twitter, the Ubuntu project have spotted what's been going on here, and they put out a call to action for their community to come and give this madness a bit of a test. So, if you're in the Ubuntu community, give it a go. Be interested in your feedback, hear how it's going. I did try Kubuntu this morning. That didn't work, so that needs some investigation by Kubuntu and KDE experts, I think. Right, so let's have a look at the pull requests we've got so far. Hang on a minute, we've got some more people turn up in chat. I do like to say hello, because if people make the effort to turn up here, it's the least they do, right? So, hello, Big Pod. Some of your PRs are going to get looked at in just a moment, so thank you for those. And hello, JR. Welcome. Linux Engineer, welcome back. Gimpy Sticks, hello again. How is it in Kentucky? It's quite nice here today. Gregory, welcome. Max, hello. Ilya, is that how I pronounce that? Sorry if it's not right, but welcome. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it. So, let's get back to this here. So, there is a problem. And it's my own problem that I've created. So, Big Pod, who's in the chat, everyone say thank you to Big Pod, has contributed a couple of fixes. But they failed the automated checks. So we've now had Diddle Dan added GitHub Actions to shellcheck PRs, which is really useful. Except I should have made sure that all of the script passed shellcheck. So these have failed the PR review because the script already fails. So I think what I'm going to do, and this one is interesting, so I'm going to get to this one a bit later, but this is the one I said it would be good if it didn't attempt to reinstall the large meta packages if they're already installed, and that's one of Big Pod's PRs. We're going to get back to that one. And the second one was just some spelling and typo mistakes. So I think that one merges, so we'll squash and merge that. Bring that into the project. So thank you for those. And then what I will do is in my... let's just go and grab Visual Studio Code. Oop. By that. So I've got VS Code here. Oh. And that will be the way. Didn't want to do that, did we? I think we just need to just going to just take the music back a little bit. It's a little bit loud. Right, okay, so I've got some changes here as well that I've made to the docs. So let's pull down Git Kraken, what I use to do all of the Git stuff. Let's put that nice and large. So let's pull and push those back. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to merge Big Pod's other pull request. However, I don't actually want to do it the way that Big Pod has implemented it, but I'm going to merge it nonetheless, because what I want to do is take his changes. So actually, this commenter here, Abacow, is how we pronounce that? Yes, so exactly as they've observed, you can't then install a different option. And I see that Big Pod said, oh, well, there's a force flag here. So this is how Big Pod's gone about this, which is basically to put a condition in, a big or condition, is this package installed, or this one, or this one, or this one. And if it is, then it skips that stage, or in fact, it actually halts the script. I'm going to merge this, then go back and fix all the shell script errors in the script itself. And then I will take this PR and refactor it into a slightly different way of achieving the same result, so it doesn't hard stop when you attempt to do an install. So we will accept this, and I will squash the commits again. Now, I have a slightly different approach to how I accept code contributions. By and large, I like to accept what people send me, even if, unless it's completely busted or it's like, you know, just way out of scope of what I want to do. I like to accept what people send. There's a school of thought which is if you know, accept stuff freely, and then if it's not quite what you wanted, but then you can turn it into what you wanted, it encourages more contributions to the project. So I tend to be quite open and not too prescriptive about like the way I want things submitted to projects, particularly for one like this, which is kind of a hobby project, right? You know, I don't want to be too officious in how I apply. So first of all, we're going to say thank you. That's always nice to do. Also, Big Pod, thank you very much. And then we'll squash this. And again, I explained, when you squash the commits, it turns all of the commits in that PR into a single commit, merges them all together. It just means the Git history is a little tidier. So we'll take that, and we should be now all up to date with our merge proposals. We are, right. So let's just hop back to chat, because I can see there are people chatting, and I do want to say hello. So right then, let's see, is there anyone new here? Mayor Cohen, hello, welcome. Tony M, good afternoon. Roger, welcome. Big Pod says he's slightly nervous. Okay. And Avery, hello, welcome. And Sleepy Eyes Vince, welcome back to the stream. So thank you for stopping by, everyone. I do appreciate it. It's rather lovely. And also, as you're all here, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. If you like what's going on here, please give it a thumbs up. You know why, I've explained in the last 2 streams. They still keep coming anyway, but if you could do that, that's fine. And if you ding the bell and select all, then you'll get notifications of when these streams go live. And if you can't manage all of that, then there, look, that's where you can follow me on Twitter. I also post the announcements for the streams on Twitter. So Kai's still waking up. Okay, well, you wake yourself up then. So where are we? We've now got all of that. So I think what we do is we'll bring up, in fact, bring up Git Kraken. We'll pull all of that down, because we've now got stuff in master, and I will branch this and call this shellcheck, because what we're going to do is work on fixing the shellcheck issues. Now, the way we're going to do that is bring up Visual Studio Code, go to the project, and we're going to run shellcheck. Now, there's evidence I did shellcheck my game. Shellcheck Desktopify, and let's see what this tells us. So here's all of the output about what it's complaining about. So we'll start at the top. So it's complaining about the enable OEM thing. So on line 59, yes, so that needs to be, doesn't need to be, but okay, interesting. I've never done that, but that's one that we've taken care of. Line 61, it's okay, this was interesting. So this was saying it wanted it to be initialized before assigned, which I didn't realize that was a thing. So here we go. Declare and assign separately to avoid masking return values, and the same for password. So we'll assign it and then assign it there, and it looks like we also want to double quote that one. So I think what we'll do is we'll just save there. We'll now go back here. Copy that. And go to Git Crack. So we're going to do these in hunks so that that line there is what we're going to commit. So I'm just going to comment each of these as I go. So it's partly there as like a reference so people can refer to it to see how these things were fixed. So these two were the same, essentially, weren't they? This fixing the same issue. And that was the declare the assign. Get that. There we go. Get that committed. And now we're back to this one, which is a double quoting on that fact. Double quote one there. So we'll copy that. In fact, this is going to be the same. So we'll do this one twice. One commit, so it wants that, and it wants, where was the other one, password here, wants those double quoting. So that should be the end of that, and then we're down to where Big Pod's code is, and I'll be addressing that slightly refactor. So let's just take that one, save those. That. Then go back to Git Kraken. Up the here. Just take, in fact, we can take both of those. Yeah. 2 0 oh 2A. Right. Commit that. Okay. I should just have a quick look in chat. Because quite often I make mistakes and they're very good at correcting. So I think I've said hello to everyone up to that point. Marcelo is saying there is a plugin for that. I use it with Atom, but there's also a plugin for an extension for what, shellcheck in VS Code? Is that what you're suggesting? Let's go and find out. Let's see if that's what that is. Switching workspaces. I do apologize. Philip, hello Philip. Welcome back to the stream. When you select the term, word, sentence, opening quotes, double quotes. Let's go and see if I can find a shell check bench VS Code. I do remember installing one. Here it is. Codes. Oh, spell checker. I've got a shell check extension. Yeah, what does it do? Quick fix false. So do I need to, since this feature is still Yeah, it's an extension. Yeah, okay. Am I doing the right thing here, Marcelo? Is this what you had in mind to find this extension and configure it? So let's do setting, search for shell check. There it is. So what have we got here? Shell check, whether shell check is in it. Whether to enable the quick fix feature. Exclude some types of warning. Okay. Ignore particular patterns. So what can I do with this then? If I go back here, can I get any integration in that I'm aware of? Whether to run shell check. Just I'm interested now. I think I've got shell check installed as a snap. Yes. So do I need to change that? Right. On save. That seems like a more reasonable way to do this. Whether to use your workspace as the root directory. Whether to use shell. Oh, WSL, interesting. Okay, so if I go back here, make a change, and then save it. Where is this outputting stuff? Have to check the path. Okay, so we've changed the path for shell check. Termination problem listed here. Third. So that's for the docs. That's fair enough. Okay, well, that requires more investigation another day by the looks of it. I'd like to know how to make better use of that, though. That sounds... right. So if we just run shell check again, we should now have fewer issues too. So we're all down here at line 175, which is where this code block here starts. So what have we got here? What's it complaining about? Use grep minus q instead of comparing output with minus n. What? I don't even see. Oh, there it is. Okay. Is this what's going to make it happy by doing that? I just want to satisfy shell check so we can push, hopefully, our first PR that doesn't moan, and then from there we'll then get on to refactoring a particular feature. So if we now run that again, no, it's not happening. Rep minus Q instead of... Well, we are using rep minus Q now, so I'm not sure why that's being so belligerent. What, with minus Q? Isn't that just to silence it, or does that do something else? Quiet. Oh, of course. You actually want that string returned. Yeah, I see. I understand. Big Pod's giving me advice in the chat there about how he is to work. So he's that would not work. But I think we'll... this is frustrating. Tell you what we'll do. Let's... I know I want to change this, but I also want to submit something work. So let's do this. So we don't need to do all of these different comparisons because we can just check the one that's being installed, like so. The desktop environment is already installed. Try the force flag, and instead of erroring here, what I'm going to do is put this condition further down and stick it around this. So we'll say else. We'll do the install, and here we'll say we don't want to fail here, we just want to warn. So what's a good warning symbol on the keyboard? Asterisk will do, won't it? You won't exit, do that. So now, what have we got here? That should probably still going to moan at us, isn't it? Let's just try apt list installed to desktop. Installed. Okay. Okay, we can just do this, I think. That work? Double quote. Okay, fair enough. Thought it was inside something that was double quoted, but all right. And let's just put braces around that one. Right then, I'm just going to check up on the chat because I can see people are chatting here. I'm probably doing something wrong. Right, okay. Right, so yes, Big Pod, you can see what I've changed there. We know what the desktop environment is that we're planning to install, so I'm only going to evaluate that one desktop environment in the condition because, you know, that's the only one we need to check at that time. Hello, Tom. Welcome back. Hello, Andy Hazen. It's the same as yesterday's, I think. So I think it's saying remove the braces as well, e.g. code. Driving at the error. Oh, we've got. Oh, yes, I've effectively dodged the error that Andy was referring to because we've now, and now we've got a clean shell check. Now the thing is that doing the right thing? Should be. if it's installed and the force is 0, in fact, we can change this to E instead of equal. Look up here at where force is set, because that was added in ER that BigPod sent as white space. So force is set to 1 there, that's fine. So what we'll do is we'll enable force 0 here. I think we'll also record. Oh, just surprised. Okay, I think that will still work. Now, the only way we can know that is to SCP that to the Raspberry Pi, which is a distro today. We're using Ubuntu, so my key's going to be wrong. So, yes. Send that over. There it is. So let's move to our Ubuntu install here. Oh, I need the other keyboard. Complicate itself. Right. Oh. Felt that something. Okay, well, that a reboot. Well, going on with that, let's go back over here. In fact, actually, think about it. For purposes of testing, we can sh to the box. So if we Desktopify, oh, Ubuntu did that. There we go. There's typos, but it's done the right thing. See that there? It said, right, warning, Ubuntu is already installed. Force used the the force flags. So that is working. I can see some typos, so let's go. Let's go up. And it's complaining that apt list doesn't have a. Let's do that to hopefully stop that from outputting. CP over. Okay, and there we go. That's silenced. So that was redirecting standard out to dev null just for that one command. So that's tidied that up quite considerably. Okay, right then. I'm just going to go back to chat because I think I just want to make sure I've captured everything that people are suggesting. I do like this sort of, weird kind of virtual pair programming. Yes, you spotted the typo with warning. Thank you very much. Hopefully that's fixed now. Okay, so Marcelo's telling me that the shellcheck plugin for VS Code works differently than the one he uses for Atom. I'll figure out how that works. I think I'd like to make better use of that. We've addressed what Andy Hazen pointed out about solving our shellcheck issues there. We've corrected that. Yes, Marcelo, we've put braces around the use of the force variable. Yeah, and Andy's saying that the wiki links that shellcheck is providing are useful. So, we add Wimpy links. Although this doesn't have actual links, but I think what Andy's saying is maybe I can get it to output. I'll have to look at that as well. And yep, we've got that. Yeah, so we've solved that. Somebody's retracted some messages. I guess we must have addressed what they were talking about. So Big Pod says that what he was trying to solve is if you have a desktop installed, you may not want to install another one. Yeah, that's definitely true. I'll have a think about that. My voice is failing. Oh, is it? Is there a problem with my audio? Can anyone confirm that? Henrik's virtual backseat programming, yes, is why the quotes are wrapped. They're at the end of the shell. Oh, as a list. Okay, so Andy Hazen is saying that when you run shell check, it gives you a list of URLs at the end of the output, which at right now we don't have, because we hopefully pressed all of this. Not git, shell check. Awesome. So let's go back to git kraken. Get these last bits addressed. So we'll stage all of this, stage this, and stage this. I'm going to put this in the same PR because it does satisfy shell check as well. Part of that. Refactor. Installed. That too. So that's that done. We'll get that commit, and we will push this up, and then we'll create a PR from it. I think I have. Start a pull request. Yeah, you've worked it out. Good. Right then. Let's create that request and go and take a look. See what see what this that. That's doing its thing. Whilst that does its thing, let's go and right, okay, so Big Pod, and let's switch back to the chat here. So Big Pod is explaining what the intention of his patch was to help guard against installing another desktop alongside existing desktop. And I see the value in that. So I'll circle back to that as a separate a separate item. My initial requirement was to prevent needless reprocessing of me. So it says here, my voice was failing when I was showing the Ubuntu desktop. My voice is breaking up regularly. Is it doing it on all of these scenes, or is it just doing it when I'm in particular scenes? It says when I was showing the Ubuntu desktop it was misbehaving. I wonder, I've upped the bandwidth slightly. I wonder if I've over-egged it a little bit. Yes, it's okay. Okay. Okay, alright then. In which case, maybe I will keep... it's sounding fine for some people, not others. Okay, so I've increased... I was streaming at 6 meg upstream until today, and I'm streaming at 7 meg upstream, so I wonder if I've just pushed the bandwidth too high, and that's affecting some of your ability to just receive it. I can't change it now whilst I'm streaming, but the next stream I'll revert back to what I had before. I do have a feature that gates my audio based on activity. Yes, I do have that turned on. What I could do, maybe if I just reposition the mic slightly, get you out of shot. There, maybe just repositioning slightly might pick up my voice a little bit better, might put an end to that. Oh my goodness, there it is, the first time that has worked successfully. So, we've now got a clean bill of health with shellcheck. Now, the reason for doing this is that then when other people add new code, they won't get failures because of stuff that's already broken in the script. So, let's go. Okay. What? Make this go away now. Oh, be on the right screen, maybe. So I think we'll get that one merged. We won't squash and merge this one. We'll rebase and merge. Those were discrete changes. So that's all landed. And then shouldn't be anything outstanding there. Good. We'll come back here. We'll pull all of that. There we go. We're all up to date. And we can remove the remote. And we can delete the link as well. Right, there we go. That's rather good. We're all done. So, let's have a look at our little to-do list. So, what have we got next? Let me know if the audio's too awful. If so, I'll consider knocking this one on the head and coming back a little later. So, outstanding to-do items are create a snap, install snap. So some of the Ubuntu flavors obviously have snaps as part of their setup. So maybe we'll do that. I know what they are for Ubuntu Mate, so I could get in and add that. So I think that's a fairly straightforward one to add. And I see there's some new people in chat, so let's go and say hello. Right then. Oh. The only aircraft you hear around here now are the army. Yes, so to answer Big Pod's question, it sounds like maybe my gate on my audio is not set up correctly. I'll take a look at that a bit later. Thank you for the advice. Hey Polaron, welcome back. Lovely to see you here again. Hello Ferren, how's it going? Yes, it's Explorers. You know this music. Rundle, hello, welcome to the stream. And DB is saying the audio is not bad enough to stop the stream. Looking forward to Snap the Bash. Okay, yeah, I will be creating a snap of this because I thought it'd be quite easy. You know, you install the Ubuntu Server pre-install on a Pi, you can snap install Desktopify, then run it. You know, it's quite a quick workflow. Okay, interesting. I'll keep an eye on this audio thing. I'll do some checking a bit later. So if we go back to the main stage, let's get the snaps working for Ubuntu Mate, because those ones I can remember 2 of them at the top of my head. So we've got desktop packages, so we should probably do a couple of things here. We should probably... Oh. Right, is it? There we go. So there's a couple of variables here that we're not... Desktop environment, we probably need to initialize, and then down here we then say do these things. So for here we will need the name of that one, but these ones in fact, snap packages will do an array. I'll just remove that from there. So I'll just double check. I think those are the just double check the seeds where there we go. Yes, so it's just Ubuntu Mate welcome and Software Boutique. So maybe, probably, we'll do that. and then there's a mechanism for defining either. Right. Interesting way voice is cutting out. Okay, I will look at this a little later. Nothing's changed since yesterday on the audio front, so a bit perplexing. So some white space there right. Snaps those two there. So then we can do a little thing down here. We can use this same guard here. And let's just have a think a second. Oh, hang on. So that should be a count. All the let's just check that it works. Do this shell. Oh, hang on. Do that. There we go. That's right. Okay. So then we can do if is not equal, or no, is greater than or equal to 1, then actually, do I even need to do that? Could I not just iterate? I can iterate an empty array. So that would be you have to get in the habit of classics. Like that, then I don't need that. So maybe I can do for classic snapping, classic snaps, do echo classic snap done. There we go, that works. So then we don't need an additional array, and if I get rid of that, then I should also be able to do classic snaps as an empty array and run that again. That's fine. Okay, there we go. So we can have two loops like this for classic and confined. Snap install, confined snap. and will be in the root context. I don't think I need to provide any more than that. Classic. Now, technically, I'll need to change this to use the distro release branches, but for the purposes of testing, that is probably just going to move back to chat because I've seen there's been some bits scrolling by and I've been in my own world for a little moment there. So, right. John says he watched part 3 yesterday. Did I pull an all-nighter? No, I think UK time I finished about 1 AM. For that stream, and it's what 3 in the afternoon here now. Rundle says this is more feedback about the audio. Yeah, I'll fix it for the next one. I've got some filters in OBS to gate and only activate on audio levels, and maybe I've added a hardware gate, and I think maybe my limits are a bit wrong, and it's not activating fast enough at the right audio levels. So I'll have to tweak that. Yeah. And hello, Peter. Welcome to the stream. And Lama, hello. Welcome to the stream. Right then, I think that feature is complete. This installing snaps thing. So I'm going to save that. What we'll do is, given that, let's just go and see what we're on here. We had a not working Ubuntu. I think Raspberry Pi had locked up or something. So we'll rather unceremoniously just here it is. We'll just yank the it's toasty. Gosh, we'll just yank that, pull its SD card out, and this one should be Ubuntu Mate, which last night was working, so hopefully is still fine today. I wonder if that locked up because it's so damned hot. So we'll get that powered back up and go over here. Oh, that screen has not changed. Done. Now that's I'm gonna have to. Actually had a moment. Right, there we go. So let's log in here. Oh, wrong key. Every time. Okay, let's get that done. That's also the wrong password. Right. Oh, good. Oh yes, of course. Right. Let's go back here and we'll copy that over. Let's remove boost again. There's another reason why I want to get the snap here. I can just push, refresh the snaps, and all this. That account doesn't exist anymore, does it? Actually. Right, let's switch to the I. So that this should fail. Sudo yeah. This keyboard is great in that I've not charged it in the 2 years I've had it, and it always works, but it's a bit finicky. So we're going to say give me Ubuntu. Okay. And this is not going to work, is it? Because we've got a gate that's going to prevent this from running. Martin just realizes. Yeah, so that actually didn't do anything new. Following packages were installed that weren't new. Oh, that's because of the ubiquity thing. Okay. Probably need to do something about that. So I should probably handle that snap list thing separately, but for the time being, just want to make sure the function is correct. Just do that. There we go. So that's installing Ubuntu Mate Welcome. Good. And visible. After that's done, it should install the software boutique as well. So whilst that's installing, I'm just going to move back here. Yes, John spots that this is indeed a Stream Deck, and it does work in Linux. I mean, I've not got enough of a tether to hold it up to the camera, but you can see I've obviously got things lit up on it here. But I was trying to improve the way it works, and I may have broken it slightly. So I've got some scripts on how to improve that, and I'll be presenting how to get the Stream Deck going in Linux at some point as well. So let's look. How's our install going? Taking a bit of time. Something here that's not right. So we need to change that. So I think because this snap will automatically do the right thing, I think I may just move that out of there into, because that will say it's installed and it don't need to gate it. Right, let's just see. It has software boutique. Error, cannot communicate with server. Concerning. I did notice my internet was just playing up there. I don't know if you got a dropout in the stream, but I saw the stream complaining. Right. Okay. The right stuff is installed. So the real way to test this is to log out. And then log back in. And need to improve the way I start the... I'll tell you what, snap. I've got an unnecessary phased start in the desktop file I need to axe out. But there we go. That works then. Oh, and also, I'd forgotten we did this, but how about that? It knows it's on a Raspberry Pi, and you get Raspberry Pi specific information in Ubuntu Mate Welcome. So here's a bunch of additional bits and pieces about running the on the Raspberry Pi. Right. I'm quite happy with that. I think we'll go back here. Go to me. I will... Let's finish this. So actually, this isn't a complete feature because I know Budgie seeds snaps, and obviously Ubuntu does. So let's find out what snaps they seed and actually just put the right snaps in there, those projects. That keep one side. What? Check Ubuntu's. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember what the name is. Oh, that's the wrong file. There's on. Okay. Okay, theirs is that one. So, Ubuntu Budgie just needs that one. Snap declaring. We're doing that up here. So that's that one done. And then let's do the same for not in the bother. There's so many seeds for Ubuntu. There we go. Snap Store. Now all of these are confined. So Ubuntu. There we go. So now that will work. And up with this item. Down here. And go to Git Kraken and get all of that pushed up. Let's take the bits. So, oh, hello. Why is that saying that needs? That not? That was something earlier. Okay, well, deal with this. Hello, what's going on here? What's out of step? Yeah, I think I've oh, have I got a typo? Big Pod says I have a typo. Oops, wrong. Oh yeah, well spotted. Thank you. I have a bigger problem in that somehow my Git trees have diverged and I am completely why? That was all shellcheck stuff, but why that isn't all of this stuff, which I may have to just go and deal with that. Now, texture. Okay, there looks like some interesting ideas here. So yeah, I mentioned the StreamDeck. But so John is looking to use his phone with OBS remote. I didn't know that was a thing. I will be looking into that too. That sounds interesting because I do have a tablet sitting here, which is a fairly new purchase, so I could use that. That's an interesting idea. And I need more buttons. I got a small one because it's inexpensive, but I need more buttons because I've got more than 6 things I need to do regularly now. You can just use a keyboard. I do have some keyboard bindings. I've got I can't remember what they are though. Yes, we fixed that typo. Thank you for pointing out that typo. That was Ayaz who pointed that out, in fact. Is that Ayaz or Ijaz? I don't know what the pronunciation is. Sorry if I'm getting it wrong. Okay, people discussing different ways of how to drive OBS. I think what I'm going to do is I've obviously got a bit of a pickle there I need to just unpick with Git. don't understand how these things are back as uncommitted changes. So we've pushed all already up. Still have well, it's going to put that in the sure I'd already done that. That stuff. Oh. White space. So what we'll do now, before we push this, is run shell check, clean bill of health. That's good. That up, and good. Right then, so there's a little bit more. So that was quite handy. I find all of those Stream Deck comments in the chat very helpful. Thank you very much. I'll be looking into that, about what the options are there, but I am determined to get this Stream Deck a little bit more functional. What I was working on is a capability where the Stream Deck will switch the window, give the window focus for the thing that you want to control, because that's the big problem I've had with the Stream Deck. You program up a load of command keys, and then the window you want to control has to be in focus. So I've written a thing that focuses the appropriate window, then sends it the key presses, but that isn't perfect yet, so that needs right. Think letter A with the word jazz. Jazz. Brilliant. Thanks very much, Jazz, for that. Right, Adam Grubbs. How do you use... so Adam's asking, how do I... Adam Grubbs. Hello, Adam. Welcome to the stream again. All I could find was emulating key presses. So there's two... I wonder if I can... Let's... Tell you what I'll do. I'll actually bring the little configuration tool down. Let's... As we're talking about Stream Deck, let's do it. So there is this. So if I bring this down here, I need to switch the. Okay. One moment. Put it on this stage here. Right. This is the utility I'm using to configure the Stream Deck. And I have a couple of macros defined here. These I have on the main screen, and this is just Control D, a key press, and this is Control E. And this is to toggle mute and video in Google Meet, which is what we use for work. So I have those on the screen there so I can just toggle camera and what have you. And then these, you'll see here, this is an icon to jump to a page, switch to page 2. And then this logo, the logo for this channel, jumps to page 8. So if I jump to page 8, I've got this Elgato logo, which is switch back to page 1, which is where we just were. And then I have this. So I have the image overlaid, the name of what it is, collage, and then a command. So I have my little script here, SDOBS, which is a script that focuses the OBS window, but then sends those key presses to that OBS window in order to make the change that I want. And what I had in the past was I just had these key presses in this field here, but that works fine, except the window has to be focused. So I was trying to find a way around that. So as you can see, I've just got each of my things with a little script that runs that focuses the appropriate window and then pokes some keys into it. Then this one, known as the shill stage, that's the shill stage being hello, this one here, and this one that I'm on now being the main stage. So this one runs this command and then jumps to page 9. Go to page 9. I then have the main stage, which is the one you're looking at now, and then another one for the overhead downward view, so that I can switch to the overhead camera, which is I mean, shall I actually try this? This is either going to work or it's going to make a big fat mess. There we go. So here you can see I've got my fingers on the thing. So if I push this button now, we should go back to hello, this one here. And then if I go to the overhead stage again, I've just pushed the button. This one here should, this is the this is the capture. So this should be the Raspberry Pi. Push that button. Hello, there's the Raspberry Pi. And then back to this one. Hello. And so as you can see, I can push those buttons and they do work, but it gets out of step periodically. Then this button here, if I just go back to the main stage, I was about to push the others button, which is just to jump to page 10. So if I press that, you can see it changes. I pushed it on the Stream Deck and it changes in the UI there. And then I have my It's All Gone. So that's how it works, and it's nice that it was working just then. But it gets in a pickle from time to time, and you can never quite predict when. So I think I need to clean up the keyboard buffers and make sure that the keyboard buffer has been flushed. But that's what I'm using to do it. And behind the scenes, there's one bit of software that is the interface to the Stream Deck itself that actually picks up the key presses and sends all the stuff backwards and forwards. And then there's this UI that talks to that in order to configure the Stream Deck. So there you go. That's the very basics. But when I've mastered it, maybe I'll do a stream on just that. And with that, I think we'll call that a day. So I'm actually going to try and use the Stream Deck now. I'm gonna pick the other button. So with that, I would just like to say, let's go back to this big one here. Hello again. Thank you all very much for stopping by. I really appreciate it when people drop in here and help work on this stuff. You'll find the to-do list in the project, so if you want to add one of those features, feel free to get stuck in. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do. Thumbs up are good. All of that, dinging the bell, smash the like button, all of that stuff. And I'm going to call it here for this one, and I might do another one later, or maybe later I might try and record an actual video. I've got this. I want to I want to get my Raspberry Pi in there, so I don't keep burning my fingers every time I plug it and unplug it. So maybe I'll make a video, an actual video about that rather than a live stream. But for now, thank you all for coming. It's lovely to have you here, and I'll see you in the next one.